Cellcast is recorded in front of a live streaming audience.
Hello and welcome to another episode of The Cellcast. Joining me today is a man who just can't find his hairbrush. Welcome, Jacob.
Well, one of the reasons I'm wearing a cap. Why and thank you. Let me introduce our co-host. Another recap? We just watched this already. Welcome, Drew.
We did?
I hope so.
I mean, Oh, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's been a week since I watched this.
I should have watched this a week ago, but I didn't. I actually watched it like a couple of days ago.
Tonight, we are reviewing Jonah, a VeggieTales film. VeggieTales movie.
Yeah.
Get that backwards. The first thing of VeggieTales I've watched in 30 years.
Oh, wow.
Because I was doing research on this.
Yeah.
Because I came across some information I'm going to share a little bit later.
Okay.
And I was looking at the actual list of the episodes.
Right.
And I realized I quit watching this about the time it got popular.
Oh, okay.
Because that's about the time I aged. Well, I got into that age where it's like, oh, I don't want to watch cartoons, or if I do, they're going to be Japanese, because those are cool.
Yeah.
And then by the time I got to here, I didn't care anymore. But I still didn't see this because I couldn't get to theaters in time, and then it disappeared.
That is true. I wonder why.
Well, we'll get to that.
Yes.
Because I found out some interesting information. But yeah, why don't we go ahead and jump into the spoiler-free section of this review?
Yes.
Certified fresh and spoiler-free.
Mm-hmm.
As stated, this is my first time seeing this film. I remember seeing it advertised.
Okay.
In a theater. In fact, I think I can even tell you it was at Hollywood Theaters. Over on the West Loop.
Wow.
Which is saying something because that's gone now.
Yeah, that has been debunked.
Yeah, that they're turning that into a hospital, is my understanding.
Really? Interesting.
But
I remember watching the prequels at that theater.
yeah. I don't know what I saw the trailer in front of. But considering what the commercials they were showing on there in front of every film at the time, that would have been a little bit of cognitive dissonance. Those early body spray
Oh gosh,
commercials.
Oh my gosh, do not get me started on body spray. Woof.
The kind of things that really should not be playing in front of children's media.
True.
And yet they played them because they only had one set of commercials.
That is true, and they're very popular, and they're still very popular.
But anyway. Yeah. It wasn't Axe. It was something else.
Oh, was an Axe?
It wasn't Axe. It was something else.
Well, hold on. I can't really say be like to body spray because I do have a body spray that my wife bought me.
Fair.
So she enjoys it. So yeah, that's why I wear it.
But the commercials, I think we can all agree a lot of times are ugh.
Yeah, agreed.
They're definitely in bad taste.
Yes, very true.
But
now mine is be like if you use body spray to avoid taking a shower.
That's a different matter.
No.
Yeah.
Take showers, people. Smell better.
Soap is your friend.
Yes, this is not your enemy.
If you can afford the phone that you are listening to this on, you can afford a bar soap. Go shower.
Go shower.
Anyway. So yeah, this is the first time I watched it. Like I said, I saw the trailer.
Yes.
Back in the day, and I never got around to watching it. I had seen VeggieTales when I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Oh, wow.
I was, like I said, I was just at the age where I was coming out of it, but because I could just get it from the church library and check it out, and no one knew. I did not feel on VHS, by the way. No one. I felt like I was. I don't know if I was hiding it, but it's like I can go watch this at home and be fine. And I watched a number of these things before it got popular.
Oh, okay.
And apparently, not long after it got popular, it was a very short-lived major popularity. I mean, there's still fans to this day that come from this era. Don't get me wrong, but remember the fact that I remember seeing the commercial for this and then not seeing any VeggieTales of anything until I was working at Walmart.
Oh, okay.
So that's 20 years.
True.
About
fair.
No. It'd be closer to like 10 years. I never really questioned what had happened to it, but I remember seeing it there at Walmart and going, "Oh, I hadn't seen this in years," and I don't care to.
Fair.
Because it's kids stuff.
Yeah.
By that time, in my mind, it's like going a person my age watching Dora the Explorer. Mm-hmm. Not saying you can't get entertainment out of that.
True.
But let's face it, it's a bit preschool, if we're being honest.
Or something equestrian.
We get to that. We will get to that.
We will get to that. Thank you for that, by the way.
I was thinking the age of the people watching it.
Fair.
Anyway. That's the entire reason it's on there, so you can stop.
It'll never stop.
Anyway. So, because technically there are... Moving on.
Move right along.
Dig-a-doom. Diabetes. Sorry, I just listened to Marchand's episode that we were on.
Oh my gosh. Diabetes. Thank you, Marchand. Oh my gosh.
And that's why you should watch VeggieTales, so you don't get diabetes. Please do not annoy my downstairs neighbor.
I'll try not to.
So literally, I hadn't thought about watching this show in years. And the only reason it even came to mind is I think a couple years ago, it first came to mind as something we ought to do at some point. Because it's like, that's at least good Christian stuff from what I remember.
Fair.
It's well done. I think I was thinking, it's like, we need an Easter thing. In my mind, this came out in Easter.
Okay,
it
fair.
didn't.
No, it did not.
It did not.
Did not.
But in my mind, my memory for 20, 30 years, I thought, this is technically an Easter movie because it came out at Easter. No, it came out in October. So I was completely off. And I thought, this would be much like how in our first year we did Prince of Egypt.
Okay.
I thought this would be something else of that nature, especially coming up on the Easter season.
Very true.
But for whatever reason, it didn't get put on the list for a couple years. And then last September, our bad movie month, we had that one episode that we had to cut because of scheduling reasons.
Yes.
That we both watched the film and we both have to review it this year.
Oh my gosh.
And I don't think either one of us is going to rewatch it.
Rip tracks, anybody?
I think we remember it.
I'm trying to remember what this film...
Finding Jesus.
Oh, good night, no.
It's the Finding Nemo ripoff.
No, you're right. You're right.
Literally,
I have tried to purge that from my subconscious.
As I was watching this, I'm going, we need to make this right. We need to put VeggieTales on this list because this is close. From what I remembered, this was closer to what I would want my Christian children's television entertainment to be.
Not Finding Jesus.
Not that nonsense.
Not that animation nightmare.
Yeah. Tune back in September to hear us put up with that mess again.
Cringe.
So
be prepared.
So going into this episode, watching the film, I was thinking, okay, what do I remember about VeggieTales? Because it's been 30 years. Because I wanted to know if it was going to hit expectations, if it was going to be, or if I was going to, trying to do a good reviewer job here. And I was like, okay, what is VeggieTales? Okay, it is basically, what if the Looney Tunes were vegetables and taught VBS?
You know what? That's not a bad explanation.
That's pretty much what it is. And I'll tell you, it meets that expectation. For good or for ill. But I enjoy it. I think it does a really good job of adapting the Book of Jonah.
The
entire Book of Jonah.
And definitely how it ends, because the Book of Jonah just abruptly ends.
I was literally half expecting them to have the the whale spit him up on shore, and that be where it ended. Literally, that's what I was thinking. And all of a sudden, it's like, oh no. Well, really, by the time Khalil showed up, I thought, oh, are they going farther? I mean, they brought him in early, but still.
Yeah.
So yeah, this was actually fun. I think kids and adults, I think, should watch this. Can watch this and enjoy it. Just go in knowing it's like, yeah, this is definitely children's entertainment. I think it does skew a little more older than I was initially thinking of preschool age. But definitely grade school age is where I think this fits in. So, I'm definitely saying give it a watch.
Yes. I
totally now, if I'm not mistaken, you told me you'd never seen any VeggieTales before.
If I was to say I have not watched a full episode of VeggieTales, that'd be correct.
Okay.
I would probably say I had probably seen snippets here and there.
Fair.
I think my first interaction with VeggieTales would have been when me and my brothers were in homeschool and we were getting a curriculum from, I think, Lifeway in Tyler.
Right.
And so they had VeggieTales everywhere. I had no idea what it was. And it was like, it's a Christian children's entertainment. And it's like, oh, okay, that looks weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I will say part of what attracted me to VeggieTales when I was a kid was like, oh, it's computer animated.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the same thing that drew me to Toy Story originally.
Fair. Around the same period, too.
Yeah.
So are we talking my...
Yeah, I tried to transition and then I brought something up. So yeah, your spoiler-free thoughts.
My spoiler-free thoughts of Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. Again, like I said before, I really didn't have any experience or exposure to VeggieTales in its early stages. I remember seeing little advertisements here and there, especially when I got more into church when I was older. Because the little kids would run around just singing VeggieTales the entire time. I'm like, what in the world are they talking about? And it's like, oh, VeggieTales, what's that? Like, you've never seen VeggieTales? Like, no.
It was technically after our time.
Yeah, technically it was after our time because, like, my parents and my brothers and I would go to church like sporadically throughout the years, and I started going back to church full time after September 11, 2001.
Right.
And so that's when I really started to get more exposure with VeggieTales, and people would just be like, "You don't know what VeggieTales is?" It's like, "No, I don't." And they look at me like I'm a 3-headed dragon. I'm the third dragon to the left.
Kevin,
exactly. They would think I'm Kevin. They're like, "What is wrong with you?"
Hey, you're welcome, Marchand.
Yeah. So, again, be like, as you get older, you get more experience, you get more exposure to things. And I think I kind of came to grow a little more. Be like, they would play VeggieTales like kids would be playing. You walk by a classroom, you see it playing. You be like, you know who Larry is. You know what's Tomato's name again? Bob Tomato. You know who that is. I'm horrible with names, as you people very well know. Because then I got to look over to my right and be like, what's this character's name again?
Twippo.
Oh my gosh, that's another dislike I did. Was
we'll
like,
get to that.
What in the Hades is going on here? Anyway,
we'll get to that.
Yeah, so I saw it on the docket, and so we're watching this movie, and it's like, okay, obviously it's based on the book of Jonah, the prophet Jonah. And it's like, okay, let's see where this goes. I know it's just silly, goofy children's.
It's meant to be a silly retelling.
Yeah, very silly children's tale. Oh my gosh! But hey, Artsy
Steph, you made it. When you get a chance, you need to back up and get a clip. If you don't, I will.
Yes. Oh my gosh!
You'll know it when you hear diabetes.
I saw that Jonah, the VeggieTales movie, was on the docket. It's okay. So we had that break. I didn't even think about it. I should have rented it earlier, but I didn't. And so I think it came on Thursday. It was like, I'm watching, my wife asking, it's like, why didn't you watch this earlier? It's like, I don't know. I get distracted by everything.
Happens.
Squirrel. You're welcome, Weston.
Hey, the primary reason I watched this last Saturday was like, I'm home. I'm too tired to play a video game right now.
Fair.
I need passive entertainment, and I've got to watch this movie eventually. So
That is true. That is true. Also,
after we'd got done bowling,
there you go. Okay. That's. I was going to ask that question. It's like, okay, when did you watch this?
after I got home from bowling that night,
Fair.
which included a stop off at the grocery store to pick up food because I didn't have any.
Fair. After being on a week on a boat. Yeah.
Yes.
Either or. It's like, I watched it. I was actually very impressed with it. It's very well animated for something that was made in 2002 with the budget it had. And, that's what I forgot. I'll have to go back to that later. Just reminded me of something in my notes. I'm going to have to go back and do some adjustments. But either or, that's something to do
While I'm on cast list.
Yeah, it's why you're on cast list. So I really enjoyed it. There's parts of it. It's like, okay, again, if you know the book of Jonah, it's not a very long book. It's only 4 chapters.
And it just stops.
It just stops abruptly. And I watched it. I'm like, okay, about the middle of this thing, I'm like, okay, they are officially going off the rails with this thing. They do.
It took you halfway through the film to make that decision.
No, I just made that statement. It didn't the fact to be like, I watched it the first 5 minutes and it's like, oh, okay, this is going off the rails fast. But, it's halfway point. I'm like, okay, now there's a gospel choir in this whale's stomach.
Angel Broccoli.
Angel Broccoli. Yeah, Angel Broccoli. Spoiler alert, if you have not watched the movie since 2002.
I mean, it was in the commercial.
That is true. And
that's the only thing I remembered from the commercial.
Just to let you know, you get into church and, the early aughts of the 2000s. You go to college in 2002. This movie comes out in October of 2022 when you're in college.
And it was very it's strangely enough for the college and high school age at that time. It was very popular.
Yeah, it was very popular.
And I didn't watch it because I was at that weird age where it's like, I'm too old for this, but I'm still going to be interested in this later.
Oh yeah,
and then I never got back to it.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. So like when I was in college, I went to a little now defunct college.
I would not be surprised if it came up in your Baptist ministry stuff. Baptist student ministry stuff.
Oh yeah, it did all the time. Be like, you would have people like they would be in the lobby of the guys or the girls' dorms. They're watching VeggieTales. I'm like, what in the world are you watching that? It's like, VeggieTales is the greatest thing ever. I'm like,
I can tell you exactly why. Because everybody has a water buffalo. Yours is fat and mine is slow. Where we got them, I don't know, but everybody's got a water buffalo.
What the Hades are you talking about?
I'm quoting something from I haven't seen in 30 years because it's that catchy.
Oh my gosh. I think
it's one of the silly songs with Larry.
Oh my gosh.
The part of the show where Larry comes out and sings a silly song.
So apparently you can watch the entire series on, I think,
YouTube,
Amazon Prime too, for free.
But a lot of it is on YouTube. The movie you still have to rent.
Why?
Because it's owned by another company.
I know.
Except it's also owned by DreamWorks.
Yeah.
We'll get into that because we get to trivia. I have news for you because I did my research.
Apparently you did. So yeah, I'm like personally be like, yeah, it's a great little movie for kids. Like apparently adults enjoy it because they're grew up watching this stuff.
It's fun.
It's funny. It's goofy. It's silly. I think it's a little too silly because they're good. I think as a kid I thought this was a little bit too silly and stupid. Because I was that kid to be like again as an adult.
Your level of absurdity is lower than some people's.
Yes,
of what you can handle. That's fair.
Yeah, it's just like you get to the halfway point of this movie. I'm like, okay, I know pretty much what's going on in the Book of Jonah. This doesn't happen in Jonah. There's no broccoli angels in the whale. It's like, what in the world?
That's creative license.
Yeah, it's creative license. I'm going to get to that later.
It's less of an issue than the cheese curls.
It'd be more of an issue now. Let's just say that.
And Ninevites slapping each other with fish.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, all I'm going to say is like one of my dislikes is more the culture, the modern culture now. So this movie would have got butchered.
But we'll get to that. But why don't we go ahead and jump into the spoiler-filled section of our review? Because we've already started spoiling this. I guess it's hard to feel like you're spoiling something when it's in a book from like 2000 or when it's from the Bible.
Yeah. It's way over 2,000
Way over 2,000 years.
Or like 10,000.
Yeah, well, maybe closer to 4, but whatever.
Okay, whatever.
Let's go ahead and jump into the spoiler-filled section. The following is a spoiler-filled review for the film Jonah, a VeggieTales movie. Listener discretion is advised. Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, was written and directed and is based on the straight-to-video TV series VeggieTales, created by Phil Vischer and Mike Nawrocki. And outside of writing and directing a bunch of VeggieTales, they also worked on the other show Big Idea worked on called 3-2-1 Penguins.
Oh, okay.
It lasted 3 seasons, a total of 24 episodes.
Gotcha.
It's the only other major thing they worked on. This film was also written by Tim Hodge. And, of course, it is also based on the book of Jonah in the Bible. Mm-hmm. Getting into the cast, you hear some repeated names really quickly. Mm-hmm. Phil Vischer was the voice of Archibald Asparagus, who played Jonah and Twippo. Bob the Tomato, Felipe P., Percy P., Mr. Nezer, who played an Israeli merchant. Apollo Gord, who played King Twistimer. Cockney P number 2 and Pa Grape, who was the captain of the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything, and Mr. Lunt, who was Pirate Lunt of the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Wow. That's half the cast. Here's the other half. Mike Nawrocki was the voice of Larry the Cucumber, who played Pirate Larry of the Pirates Who Don't Do Anything. Jean-Claude P., Cockney P number 1, the self-help tape voice.
Jean-Claude?
Yes, Jean-Claude P.
Okay.
Because all the peas that are owned to the restaurant, they're French peas.
Okay. Okay, that makes sense.
Yes. The self-help tape voice, Jerry Gord, who played an Israeli milkman, and the Whooping Barbecue P.
Whooping...
Oh.
What?
Whooping Barbecue P.
Whooping Barbecue P.
Yeah, I don't remember this character, but it's listed on IMDb. I went with it. I should have mentioned Phil Vischer was also in Buck Denver in Galaxy Mission to Sector 9. I missed that part of it.
Ah.
But Mike Nawrocki was also Merle in The Dead Sea Squirrels.
Dead Sea Squirrels.
Dead Sea Squirrels. There's great puns in the
I can imagine
stuff.
I can imagine.
Tim Hodge was the voice of Khalil, the worm.
Yes, worm.
And he was the barber in something called Time and Chance.
So let me ask you this: is Khalil actually based off anything in the book of Jonah, or
the worm that ate the plant?
Thank you. That's what I thought. Thank you.
That's the entire reason he's here.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
He's there for the very end, and in the book, and that's it.
Yeah. Because I was so curious, like who is this character? I knew he was a worm, and it was like I got so hyper focused on who's this character? What is supposed to be here? And it's like he's a worm. Oh, he's a worm at the end of the book.
He's a half caterpillar, technically, on his mom's side. A great many things run deep in his family.
Yeah, apparently.
Lisa Vischer was the voice of Junior Asparagus, and she played Chelsea in Almost Naked Animals.
What?
I did not have many choices to pick stuff.
Say that one more time.
Chelsea in Almost Naked Animals.
Almost Naked Animals. Oh, okay. I was like...
like most anthropomorphic cartoon characters are.
Acting like a kitty cat, kitty cat.
Shelby Morimoto was the voice of Annie Onion, and she was a school child in Larry Boy and the Rumor Weed.
Oh, wow.
Dan Anderson played Dad Asparagus, and he was an actor on 100 Center Street.
100 Center Street. Never heard of that.
I don't know what it is either.
Okay.
And Kristen Blagan played Laura Carrot, who was the only one who got the ticket backstage pass to see Twippo.
Oh, yeah, the little bride kept bragging about everything.
This is her playing Laura Carrot is the only thing she ever did.
Oh, okay.
She was in a lot of the other episodes, from what I could tell.
Oh, okay. So she was an actress on this show.
Yes, the character was routinely in the show.
Pardon me.
So Kingdom Hearts connections. How many do you think we have?
Ooh, that could be tricky. Because again, be like this show has been around since the 90s. Mm-hmm. It could be 0. It could be 4. So I'm going to go with a nice round number. Let's go 2. And that could be dead wrong too.
You should have been more literal with your round number. Artsy Steph also says 2. She feels like with voice actors, they may be a layover. And under normal circumstances, Artsy Steph, I think you would be correct. But the problem is this voice cast could not only pulled from Chicago for their pool, which does not have that many voice actors. Mm-hmm. And even then, it was still the people who were already working on the show for the most part. So it was a round number. 0.
That's what I gathered.
Absolutely 0. Kingdom Hearts connections.
That is literally what I thought. Literally.
I half expected that one of the members of that choir was like going to be like had like gone off to Hollywood and was like in the background vocalist in a choir that was in some movie. Nope. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So, what do we got in info and stuff?
All right, so we have info and stuff. Let me get to the top because I had to do a little bit of editing, a little more adjusting because I realized, oh yeah, I didn't put the box office in there at all. Let me go find that before that. So
wait till you find out where that actually went. But continue.
Now I'm intrigued. All right,
I had fun this week.
Info and stuff. IMDb is a 6.7, 6.5 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes is a 64, and audience score is a 75 because apparently the audience loved it more than the critics. Be able to watch on Amazon Video for $3.99. Mm-hmm. Physical media, you can buy it on Blu-ray for $19.86 on Amazon Prime. Or video Prime, yeah, Prime.
Amazon, basically.
Yeah. Roll out. Production was Big Idea Productions, Video Home Entertainment, or FHE. Distributor was Artisan Entertainment. Runtime was 83 minutes. Was rated G. Release date was August 14th, 2002, in the Hollywood Theater in California. Mm-hmm. That was around the same time that I was in college.
I was a junior in college, at high school at the time.
Yes. It was released nationwide.
I was playing a sheep in theater.
I knew you were going to do that. I knew it.
In Charlotte's Web.
Lamb chops, anybody?
Bah.
Who would have been like, man. Either or, it released nationwide and worldwide on October 4th, 2002. Again, go Bearcats. Box office. It had an estimated budget of $14 million. That blew my freaking mind. I saw that. I was like, it had a budget of $14 million?
Yeah.
In 2002? Wow. That's a big budget for such a small, like, indie project. And they're going to be like, it's been doing it for 10 years.
Yeah.
By this point. So it accumulated a lot of dough.
If only, well, we'll get to that.
Yes.
We'll get to that.
All right. It's opening weekend. It's opening weekend in the United States and our northern brethren in Canada. And by the way, if you are listening in Canada, hi.
Oh, Canada.
Please don't.
I don't know the rest of the song.
I was about to say, please do not try to insult our Canadian brothers up north. Or not try to attempt, but try.
Did it look like I was going to sing the Weird Al parody of American Idiot?
No.
Canadian Idiot?
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Either way, its opening weekend was on October 6th, like I said before. It opened with $6.2 million. That's not... Yeah, not bad.
Not enough.
You're not kidding. It definitely made its budget back. I know that.
I'm sorry. I'm just teasing at this point.
I'm aware you're teasing over there. But its U.S. gross in Canada domestically is $25.5 million. It didn't do much more internationally. It made $25.6 million and a lot of change after that. Its home video was released on VHS and DVD 2-pack by Lionsgate under the label Arts Entertainment in March 2023, year later. It included 3 different audio commentaries, one by the director, one by the producer, one by the animation director.
And one by 2 of the characters.
Yes, I was about to get there. It had a lot behind the scenes, music. Be like this had, it'd be like, back in the day, I'm not afraid to say it. Newsboys.
Yeah, it had Newsboys.
The
good Newsboys.
The good, either
my Newsboys, anyway.
Yeah, my Newsboys either. But a lot of really big artists did a lot of work for this one. Mm-hmm. A lot of Christian artists did it. I don't know if you'll bring that up, but either or. Let's see. It came with a ton of features. Let's see. On March 8, 2011, Lionsgate released the film on Blu-ray with most of the original DVD special features intact. The film was reissued on DVD and Blu-ray for its 20th anniversary through Universal Studios Home Entertainment. That's all I have for info stuff. Now, you were maniacally laughing about, where did this budget go?
We'll get to that.
Yeah. I'm curious where...
But first, the summary. Bob the Tomato and Dad Asparagus are driving the Veggie Children to see the popular singer Twippo in concert. During the drive, Laura taunts the other children because she won a backstage pass, which particularly annoys Junior.
You think?
Bob briefly loses control of the van after being hit in the back of the head by a guitar, and Laura loses her pass in the chaos. To make matters worse, soon afterwards, a porcupine shoots out 2 of the van's tires in an attempt to protect her babies, and the van veers off the road and careens down a hill, stopping short of a river. At a nearby restaurant, Bob blames Dad Asparagus for the crash, and Junior argues with Laura about losing her pass. Junior is met by the pirates who don't do anything, who tell Junior he was being rather tough on his friend and encourage him to show compassion. To illustrate their point, they tell the Veggie Kids a story about a man of God named Jonah. Jonah is a prophet of ancient Israel who goes from town to town delivering God's messages. One night, God asks him to deliver a message to the people of Nineveh. However, Jonah is unwilling to preach a word of repentance to the Ninevites since they are people of corruption, and instead tries to flee from the Lord by having the pirates sail him to Tarshish. After leaving port, a guilt-stricken Jonah goes below deck to rest, where he meets a caterpillar/worm named Khalil, who he continually calls Carlisle. After experiencing a nightmare, Jonah awakens to find the ship beset by a great storm. Captain Pa Grape concludes the storm has been sent because God is angry at someone on the ship. The group decides to play Go Fish to divine who is at fault. Jonah loses the game and is forced to walk the plank, and as soon as Jonah is off the ship, the sky is clear. The pirates attempt to reel Jonah back in, but before they can do so, Jonah is swallowed by a giant whale. The pirates attack the whale using a cannon with a bowling ball as ammo, but the whale swallows the ball, disgorges Jonah's life belt, and swims away. Inside the belly of the whale, Khalil, who was hiding inside the bowling ball, finds Jonah, who realizes that he disobeyed God in trying to run from him and is certain that his death is near. The pair is soon visited by a host of God's angels, who explain if Jonah repents, God will grant him a second chance.
In the belly of the whale.
Jonah gladly repents, and after spending 3 days and nights in the belly of the whale, he and Khalil are spat upon shore, where they ride Jonah's camel, Reginald, to Nineveh.
How did Reginald get there?
Good question.
Yeah.
After Jonah is denied entrance to the city, the pirates appear, explaining they won the Mr. Twisty's Twisted Cheese Curl sweepstakes, which grants them free access to Nineveh, where they are produced. The group is soon arrested after Larry accidentally steals several bags of cheese curls, thinking they were free samples, and they are sentenced to death. At a last request, they are granted audience with King Twistimer. Jonah then delivers the message given to him by God and tells the Ninevites that they should immediately repent of their sins or Nineveh will be destroyed. King Twistimer and the Ninevites listen to Jonah's message and repent. Still expecting God to destroy Nineveh for their past sins, Jonah watches and waits from a distance in the hot sun. God provides a plant to shade Jonah, only for Khalil to eat a single leaf of the plant, which kills it.
Stupid worm.
Jonah laments the dead plant, and Khalil's disappointed that Jonah shows more compassion for a plant than the Ninevites. Khalil then tries to explain God is compassionate and merciful and that he wants to give everyone, both Israelites and non-Israelites, a second chance. However, Jonah refuses to accept this and states it would be better if he was dead. Khalil is now fed up with Jonah acting self-important and pathetic and abandons him. Reginald joins Khalil, and they both leave Jonah alone in his sulking, ending the story. Back in the present day, the Veggies are disappointed in the anticlimactic ending and come to understand the point of the story. God wants everyone to show compassion and mercy, even to those who do not seem to deserve it. Twippo then appears in the restaurant unexpectedly and offers to give everyone a lift to the concert, while Bob forgives Dad Asparagus and Junior gives his Twippo ticket to Laura. The film ends with a song and the arrival of a tow truck driver who is none other than Khalil, since Twippo was Jonah.
Yeah.
The trivia.
I'm curious.
How much did you say the budget for this film was?
14 million.
Do you know how much it cost Artisan Entertainment and FHE to market and distribute the film?
No.
About 14 million.
What? Hold on. Back up. What?
Yeah. Because Artisan Entertainment and FHE, they would get the money first.
Yes.
They take their money off to cover what they spent to promote and distribute the film.
Yes.
And then the rest of the money then would go to Big Idea Productions.
Yes.
They did not make enough money off of this film to pay back the marketing, even the marketing budgets and the promotion stuff. So Big Idea Productions did not see one red cent of these proceeds. And so that is bad business thing number one that affected Big Idea Productions at this time.
Okay, so just for clarification.
Yeah.
So Big Ideas had the budget. Mm-hmm. They spent the entire budget.
Yes.
And they literally had nothing to give to the promotional people.
Well, I mean, they would have made the money back had the movie been a large hit. Like, say, most Disney films.
Oh, okay.
Things. They would have first paid them back. That would be a set cost. Mm-hmm. And then probably from that point, there would be like a percentage. Like most of it would have gone back to Big Idea, with some of that profit going to Artisan and FHE. And then, of course, they would have the home video rights. They would still be making money there. But they did not make enough money to get past that first hurdle.
Oh, okay.
So Big Idea Productions did not receive one red penny.
Wow.
From this. And like I said, that's
no wonder they went under only a couple years
that's
later.
problem number one.
Yeah.
Problems 2, 3, and 4. This was not the only production they had going on at the time. That might have spread the company a little thin.
Yeah.
Like I said, they had 3-2-1 Penguins going on about this time.
Oh.
That was supposed to help, along with paying itself back.
Yeah.
Supposed to be the profits for that were supposed to be going towards Jonah.
Oh.
And somewhere around episode 2 or episode 3, it was not. They realized it was not doing as good as VeggieTales.
Oh.
Problem number 2. They really production number 2, which was problem number 3. They also released a 2D cartoon around this time.
Yeah.
Straight to video, called the Cartoon Adventures of Larry Boy.
Ah.
It lasted 6 episodes.
Oh no.
The animation was incredibly cheap. In fact, it's the same animation company that did the last couple seasons of the Powerpuff Girls.
Oh my.
Which is not pretty. I'll just say that.
Ooh.
Lastly, they had, you remember those live stage shows they always advertised on like PBS for like Sesame Street?
Yeah.
They were always, you're supposed to check the showings for coming to a town near you, and it never came anywhere near us because we live in East Texas, not Dallas.
Right.
They had one of those shows going on.
Of course.
The shows did make money.
Okay.
But each showing pretty much paid for the next one.
Oh.
It didn't make enough to do much good, from what I could tell.
Oh, wow.
So there's a lot of your money that they had hoped to make back that just didn't quite work out.
Oh.
And then there's problem number 5.
Oh.
the sometime around the 7th or 8th episode when it was released, I think it was the Toy Who Saved Christmas, for those who are looking it up.
Okay.
Big Idea Productions signed a distribution deal for their home video show with Lyric Studios, who had made a killing doing things, distributing and shows like Barney.
Oh, okay.
It was a good decision, they thought. They never got a contract signed.
Oh, no.
But they were still releasing it through there. They tried 4 times to get a contract figured out, and no contract was ever signed.
Oh, no. I see where this is going.
Oh, hang on, it's worse. There's some point where there was an assumption that...
Assumptions are never good.
Yeah. That there was that because they had this thing going, they had at least a temporary in place handshake agreement.
Oh.
Which handshake agreements, to my understanding, are admissible as a contract.
They are. Not back in the day, but now they are.
In the last in the last 100 years, at least.
Yeah, at least.
Because that sort of thing also affected King Kong, from what I remember from our good friend Marchand. They at some point, VeggieTales, the Big Idea decided that they did not, for whatever reason, they were going to switch to a new distributor early. From what the thought handshake agreement was,
okay,
to Warner Brothers, which would be a good get if you could get it.
Yeah, agreed.
When Lyric Entertainment or Lyric Studios, whatever they're called, found out about it, they were not happy and they sued.
I'm not surprised.
And won.
Oh, this is not good.
The day after after Jonah, VeggieTales movie was shown off,
yes,
to the studio, the world premiere, they laid off most of the studio.
Oh.
The studio was then sold to Classic Media. Classic Media, at the very least, did allow them to stick with the Christian stuff.
Right.
But Classic Media was eventually bought by DreamWorks. Which is, of course, now owned by Universal. And their decision for the show, in order to keep it viable for whatever reason, was to move it away from being primarily Christian based.
Yes.
To following more fairy tale stories, kind of doing the same thing, but instead of it being Bible stories, it being fairy tales and stuff like that.
Fair.
Which would have been fine, except their core audience were Christians. They were built off of being a Christian show. Jeez. There was backlash over the the secularization of the show.
Wow.
I am not going to say that Jonah, a VeggieTales movie, was the catalyst of this whole thing.
But it sure sounds like
a very big part of it. I mean, the lawsuit by themselves, since it technically predates a lot of this. Well, at least the start of it does not help.
No. Oh, my word.
Yeah. And that's just the first part of our trivia.
This is Act 1?
Well, I mean, this is basically that first block of trivia I would have read. I still got some other smaller bits that are more...
thanks, Jonah. You took out an entire studio.
Well, technically, Big Idea Productions still exists. It's just now a subsidiary of DreamWorks.
Fair.
And they haven't really... They've sat on it for about 3 or 4 years now.
So here...
There is a production... Something in production. I think it's not Larry Boy, but I think it's a Bob and Larry movie.
Oh, okay.
I think I read.
So here's my big question about that, is the fact that VeggieTales was started in the 90s, early 90s. 92, 93.
Yeah,
around 92, 93.
Yeah.
And
it does technically predate Toy Story, but not by much.
Yes. What I'm referring to is how big of an empire did this get let me finish where I'm going for this.
Okay.
So the fact be like this was in Lifeways, this was in every Christian bookstore, this was in Barnes and Noble, this was everywhere back in the 90s. You could not escape VeggieTales anywhere. Secular or be like Christian or secular, whatever, be like you could not escape the gravity of VeggieTales anywhere. And so how much money did Big Ideas bring in with all their productions and all the merchandise and everything like that?
So
and still be like they had a budget, a fairly big budget
that was brought in off the backs of their episodes.
Exactly.
Because all that was self-raised.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still like, it's like, okay, great, good on you. You had a really nice little budget. You spent all of it, and then you got nothing in return because you didn't build in anything.
So here's the thing.
That just blows my mind.
Here's the thing. I cannot, outside of the budget, I have not been able to find a dollar amount on pretty much anything. I've tried. I can't find it.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying it's not out there. Just saying I hadn't found it. But from what I think happened, this is moving purely into speculation territory at this time.
Right.
By the way, the upcoming project is a Larry Boy movie that's supposed to be out sometime this year.
Oh, okay.
Being handled by DreamWorks Animation.
Ah.
But what I think happened is, and granted, I am currently listening to an audiobook called, if I can bring it up real quick, Me, Myself, and Bob by Phil Vischer.
Okay.
His autobiography.
Got it.
And it's actually very good. He gets very technical when he's talking about how he created Bob and Larry, or Larry and Bob, however you want to go about that. It's a very interesting read. But he's also very honest that he might have been getting a little, I wouldn't say presumptuous, but arrogant, maybe. Things were going good enough that he was now starting to have ideas of
grandeur.
Well, ideas of being the Christian media version of Disney.
Oh, yeah.
That's
I can see
the quotes I see keeps coming up in the book.
I see that,
and it's moving a little fast from what I can see in the book, because I mean I'm just now up to, I think they just got up to where we're having the talks with Lyric Studios in there in the book myself. I'm about halfway through the book. I think they were starting just to get a little too big for their britches early on.
Fair enough.
A little prideful, perhaps.
No, you think?
To a degree, I would not be surprised. Bear in mind, me and Jacob are Christians. There's a spiritual element to everything in our worldview.
Yeah.
I want to point that out for anyone who's thinking, where is this coming from? Because y'all never talk about this kind of stuff.
No.
Or we don't talk about it that often. But I think, to a degree, God took this away from him because of the pride issue. And this is how it happened.
Okay, yeah, I can definitely see that. He got humbled hard.
It wasn't completely taken away from him, because they did still work. Phil is the voice of all those characters all the way to the Netflix show, which was the last real thing they did. So, I mean, they're still involved. They still get to do this stuff. But they no longer have the freedom they used to have.
That is fair.
And this was really the last thing where they had complete freedom.
Last hurrah.
And it slowly crashed from there. So yeah, I literally what I think is he got too prideful, he got too arrogant, and if you want from a spiritual aspect, I think God took it away from him. From a physical aspect, the fact of the matter is, as popular as VeggieTales is at the time, I don't think it was ready for a theatrical audience yet.
Oh, probably not.
I don't think it could have drawn a large enough theatrical audience for a wide release. which is sad when you consider not 10, 15 years later, when you have things such as Angel Network and some of the other big Christian film companies that are releasing stuff. We're going to be doing one of those films later this year with David.
Okay.
If they had, I mean, granted, from what I can tell, that Larry Boy movie is being made with one of those companies. I can't remember which one. Kingston, I think. Either way.
Yeah.
If it had released and worked there, it would have probably been done very well. If they had lasted long enough to be able to work with them. And in many ways, I think VeggieTales did pave the way for some of these much better Christian films that we do get nowadays. I mean, they're not perfect, don't get me wrong.
No.
But they are far better than they used to be.
Oh, yeah. It's just like the media itself has gotten better and better and better. Yeah. Like, you take VeggieTales 2002 and you look at what they did with David, which came out in 2025, 2026. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to watching it because I hadn't seen it yet.
Yeah, me either.
Anyway, back to the trivia.
And we're still halfway through this, people.
Yeah, no. The credits include the line, "This movie filmed entirely on location in a mall in Lombard, Illinois." This mall is Yorktown Center, which is the former home of Big Idea Productions. The creators originally thought of doing the story of Noah's Ark for this movie, but animal fur would have been expensive to create at the time, so instead they decided on Jonah since whales don't have fur. Completely missing the fact that they would still be in water.
Yes.
Which is just as bad as fur.
Yes.
In terms of computer animation. The voicing and singing of the three main messengers that come to Jonah inside of the whale was done by the gospel singing group Anointed. This is the first theatrically released computer animated film of all time to be based off of already existing animated media. Khalil is one of the few characters in VeggieTales to have limbs due to the fact that he is not a vegetable or fruit, because there's just as many fruits as there are vegetables in this. After production wrapped on this film, Big Idea was thinking of making another film called The Bob and Larry Movie. It would have explored the origins of how Bob and Larry met and how they started VeggieTales. The film would have also featured human characters and would have shown how vegetables and fruits can talk. Unfortunately, Big Idea's bankruptcy and buyout from Classic Media forced the film into cancellation. Phil Visser stated in his autobiography that while Jonah was Big Idea's The Ten Commandments, the Bob and Larry movie would have been their Toy Story.
Oh, that makes sense. Like, okay, so here's the idea. Be like, if they would have been either more wise with their money, like creating this thing, because again, what they did with it was phenomenal. Yeah. Now, if they would have been a little more financial savvy with it and be able to give their, the distributors what they needed, they could have made the money back, and they be like, even with the small what they made with the film, be like they could have went forward with this and probably went forward with it, but yeah. God had other plans. Yeah. Also, this is the first computer animated musical. And Phil Vischer was reluctant at first in casting Archibald Asparagus as Jonah, since he wasn't a huge VeggieTales star at the time. Other choices were Bob, Larry Jr., and Jimmy Gord. And that's all I've got for the trivia. Oh, wow. So, at an hour into this review? Roughly. Oh my gosh, we're going to be out of here late. Oh yeah. What is your first like for this film? My first like, if I remember correctly, it's good animation. Again, this is early 2002 or late 2002. It's animated very well. It's animated very smoothly. It's got good texture. For the most part, for what they were doing. Because if you look back in the early 90s, when they'd be like, it was rough. Oh, yeah. But it'd be like they've come a long way with their animation, and it's impressive for what it was and what their budget had and what have you. Because, again, this is not Pixar. This is not Disney. This is not DreamWorks. They did not have the money to throw at this, and they did a very good job with what they had. They did a very good job for what they did. The sad part is that's all they used for the budget was their $14 million they had. And that's what caused a lot of problems down the road. But to look at it from that perspective, the use of their budget was well done. They had a bigger budget, it would have been helpful. But overall, I thought, animation-wise, this was done incredibly well. Mm-hmm. So, animation.
On that topic, though, this is not my first like. Part of what I'm reading in this book is the reason that they were able to figure this out so quickly is because Phil Vischer pretty much just played with the software until he figured out how to do a lot of that, and they did a lot of that, of playing with it to finally get the feel correctly. And they were coming at it from not from, well, when you look at stuff like Pixar and stuff, they were still coming at it from, or so held back by what the limitations that they had faced before.
Yeah.
Which is why there's almost no squash and stretch in Toy Story.
Okay, fair.
Whereas they had squash and stretch the very first short.
That is true.
Or very first video they did,
yes.
Which was Where's God When I'm Scared? So my first like for this is a very good, very clever adaptation of the Book of Jonah.
Yeah, agreed, it is.
Going into this, I kind of assumed it would be like most of the children's Bible stories versions of Jonah that you hear, where it's like Jonah didn't want to go to Nineveh, or God was sending Jonah to Nineveh. Jonah didn't want to go, so Jonah got on a boat and tried to sail as far away from Nineveh as he could. And God said, "No, you're not going to do that," and sent a whale to eat Jonah, or to eat Jonah and spit him up on shore, and then he went to Nineveh. And that's usually where it stops.
Yes.
No, we go to Nineveh. And I was like, I'm actually kind of surprised we are at Nineveh. Because, and not only that, we actually adapt the actual ending of the Book of Jonah, which is very anticlimactic and leaves you hanging.
Literally.
We left it there. It's like, and the kids are even saying, this really isn't a good way to end a story.
Yeah, agreed.
It's like, well, you're not wrong. But this is how it ended. For whatever reason, this is how it ended. So I appreciate that. And along with it being, it hitting all those main plot points, this is kind of aimed, at kids. Not that that's ever an excuse for anything.
Right.
But they're having to first expand the story in such a way, because the Bible is the Book of Jonah is almost very matter of fact in how it hits all this, because it's like 4 pages.
Yeah,
it's not a very long book.
No, it's 4 chapters.
It's 4 chapters, and they're not very long chapters.
No.
So they had to expand it enough in such a way where it made sense. I think it's, with the exception of the silliness, I think it is very respective of what.
Yeah.
It makes sense why they went where they went for that part of it, and then it being the silliest, I think it makes it. It makes it very entertaining to watch, and we probably would keep the attention spans of us 90-year-old kid, 90s kids.
90-year-old?
I think I said 90-year-old. I meant 90s.
Shunny here.
I meant 90s kids, which I am. Because we had very short attention spans, if you don't remember.
And yeah, we still do.
We still do. It's learned at this point.
Yes.
But it works for what it does. It's my favorite part of this is still when he finally gives the message, and he goes, and King Twister says, "What is the message?" And he just goes, "Stop it!" And then goes into, stop hitting people with fish and being mean and rude and all this other bad stuff you're doing. I was like, for whatever reason, that delivery was hilarious to me.
It was. I agree.
It's like, stop it. It's like, well, you're not wrong. That is basically what God's saying to do. Stop it, or I will take you out.
That is very similar to like one of my pastors. Because I was being very negative toward myself. And I was in his office, we were talking, and I was being very negative. Be like, you know what I'm going to say? Stop it. Just stop it right now.
Yeah. But there's also all these other little bits, like the whole fact. Oh, here's the thing. The whole bit, the whole go fish part.
Oh gosh, that
feels like it's stupid, right?
Oh yeah.
But I can see something similar to that having actually happened. Because if you know your biblical history, you know a lot of the ways the pagans, which technically the pirates who don't do anything are taking their place in the story, because this was a pagan ship that Jonah got on to get away from God.
Which was an English vessel.
Yeah.
In the middle of the Mediterranean.
I don't know if it was English.
Oh, it was English.
Because the English weren't around yet.
I know. That's what bothered me. I was like, why in the world is this an English sailing ship?
Okay, you want to know the short reason?
Because it was a big ship?
No.
Why?
The pirates who don't do anything existed before this film. That ship had been created for a Silly Songs with Larry. That was the pirates who don't do anything.
Oh, okay. It's reused material.
It's part of the assets. Since they're reusing the pirates who don't do anything, they're reusing that ship.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Plus,
it just threw me. It was like, what in the world?
Bear in mind, the pirates who don't do anything are also the ones telling the kids this story.
True.
So there's a little bit of timey-wimey involved. But they're playing Go Fish to determine who is the one that God is mad at.
Go Fish.
Well,
yeah,
that's what they did. They played. They
all agreed.
It wasn't cards. It was like they roll a dice or a chance to say.
Yeah, it was dice.
Or, to divine the cause of their troubles, and the cause was Jonah, which it was.
True.
So actually doing Go Fish is like adapting that in a way that makes sense without it feeling too weird. True. It still feels weird, but this is also right before they try to get the ship moving with an outboard motor that they don't have attached to the ship.
Oh my gosh, that bit.
You can't take this that seriously.
I know.
Or you will not enjoy it. Because it's meant to be a very fun show, but for being silly and having the fun with the story that it does have, it also is very clever in how it actually adapts the story.
Agreed.
And tells a fairly accurate, I mean, the details are different, but it's still a fairly accurate telling of the story of Jonah.
Fair.
So, yeah, I like the clever storytelling of this film.
Fair.
And clever adaptation. What's your second like?
I'm going to go with... It pings off of what you said. It is faithful to an extent to the source material, which is the Book of Jonah, which is the minor prophet in the Old Testament.
And before anyone says anything, minor prophet does not mean what was going on in the story was not important.
Yeah,
it just means it's a shorter book.
Shorter book in the Old Testament.
That's all the minor prophet books are. Yeah, they're shorter books.
Shorter book in the very end of the Old Testament.
They had one main message that needed to last a long time.
Yeah. So, oh my gosh, I think the way they adapted the very end, because in the book it literally is. The plant is chomped down by the worm, and we are literally left with Jonah lying there wanting to die. And that's it.
Yeah. It just stops there.
Yeah, we don't know if the Ninevites did anything.
I think Bob even says, did Jonah learn anything?
Yeah, that's true.
Don't know. Doesn't matter. The point is, you should have compassion and mercy.
Yeah, compassion and mercy. So I enjoy the fact they did adapt it very faithfully. The end of it, where it's just left hanging. It's like, because again they could have went in and just
easily
added this very happy ending to it, where it was like, oh yeah, he became friends with the Ninevite king or whatever. But no, they kept solid to the source material, aka the Bible.
Yeah, they could easily have done that to the point where I was actually surprised they didn't.
Yeah, I was very shocked. It was like, wait a minute, hold on, let me look.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it ends like that. Yeah.
Like,
wow,
that takes guts.
Agreed.
I can also understand if this was a reason why the critics didn't like this film.
Fair. And I'll get into my, a little bit of my dislike later. But yeah, I enjoyed the fact that it was a silly adaptation that was taking the ending of it serious. It's like, this is what happened in the Jonah.
Yeah.
And they didn't try to do a new narrative or anything like that. It's like, hey, let's be faithful to the story and just end it where it ends. So I appreciate that.
My second like for this is the silliness.
Oh, okay. I think we're going wrong in the same vein here.
Probably. I can tell you the other Christian cartoons that were on around this time. While I watched them, especially when I was like a kid, and you had stuff like Mac and Me and other cheap Christian shows like that one that were put out by Focus on the Family and other things.
Right.
I can tell you I watched them and probably enjoyed them fairly well as a kid. But I would not have laughed at them like I would have laughed at this. Like I did laugh at this because there was plenty of times where it's like, good night, this is a Looney Tunes cartoon.
Precisely.
It really has that kind of comedic. There's sarcasm where there needs to be sarcasm. The whole bit of in the car at the very beginning of this film where Bob is trying to drive and they're trying to sing this song and chaos happens and they nearly die. They nearly become a vegetable salad.
Fair.
That was hilarious. That was a great way to start this off. And that's kind of just the start of this. There's not every joke works. Don't get me wrong.
Fair.
But there's just, it's done such a way. I was like, the movie went fast and didn't feel like I was sitting through the same story I've read 100 times.
Fair.
Or experienced in other ways 100 times.
Fair.
It was really felt like it was being told. If it was being done very well, very entertaining. It brought it to life in a way that other versions did not really do for me.
Okay.
Bear in mind, I think even when I was watching VeggieTales back then, I knew this was not how it went in the Bible. I knew it was silly, so I was already taking it with that grain of salt.
Gotcha.
That's like, this is a sillier version. There's parts of this you're not meant to take seriously.
Fair.
And I think that actually is the way to approach this.
Okay.
Because if you go into it and you're thinking you're going to get this super theologically deep story. Well, I mean, there's not much more theology than this.
There's not.
That comes in this particular story. But this is not an academic story. This is a retelling in a funny way. A story of a man disobeying God and getting eaten by. Well, in this movie, it's a whale.
It's fish.
That's generally what people think of it as. You look at the Bible; it just says it's a big fish.
Yeah,
so we don't really know how big what it actually was. It could have been a whale.
Could have.
But the Bible just says big fish, and there are fish. I can see fish being big enough to eat Jonah. Maybe not be able to eat anything else for a while.
Yeah, true. Also, we've also seen in more recent times where people have swum a little too close to humpback whales and they got swallowed by them.
Which would lead you back to the whale arguments. We don't know. The book says big fish. I'm going to stick with big fish because that's the safest route. But I understand why they used a whale in this because that's easier to explain to kids.
Yes.
But yeah, this was very entertaining. I enjoyed it. Very silly adaptation of it. Yeah, that's my second like is the silliness of this particular story.
Okay.
What's your third like?
My third like would actually be the cheesiness, the silliness of it. There again, I have a very odd sense of humor.
Don't we all?
Yeah, in some way. And we agreed. It's like, okay, I can see where they're going with this. Again, it's a kid's show. It's going to be silly. It's going to be goofy. It's just going to be just like, okay. And be like, I'll get to my dislikes later. But like the pure silliness of it, I don't think as a kid I would have enjoyed it.
Right.
Because there again, I was a little more of a serious kid. And, but I can appreciate the silliness of what they did. And or the storytelling in the humor was kind of cheesy, but it was funny. That's my third like.
All right, my third like for this film It's better than I was really expecting.
Ah.
And that's not VeggieTales. It being a VeggieTales really a property, I think, does give it at least a little bit of a help.
Yeah.
Because even though I did quit watching VeggieTales, like 3 or 4 years before this came out, I still had a high opinion of the VeggieTales stuff I saw.
That is
I
fair.
mean, good night. Even though I've not watched them, I still know many of the songs.
Fair.
They're stuck in my head. But that helps. But so many times with Christian, this is my general opinion about most Christian movies that are made by Christians. Mm-hmm. Many of them are so focused on making sure they get their message across that they let the other filmmaking details slip.
Yeah.
Because no matter how good the message
We've
is...
seen a few of them. They're not good.
No matter how good the message is, it still needs to be a good film. I really can't budge on that aspect of it. And I knew with VeggieTales it was going to be a good film, but I've heard the story of Jonah 100 times, especially versions of the story for kids. I honestly was expecting what I remembered from VBS from a storytelling perspective. I assumed it would stop with Jonah getting hawked up on dry land, because I can kind of see how you could make a film out of that.
Yeah.
I was expecting. I don't know exactly what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to just be, here's a good, fun, entertaining film, maybe a little bit ham-fisted on the message.
Fair.
And maybe talking down just a tad to the audience, which I'll get more into later, instead of just letting the kids understand or trusting the audience to understand what you're saying. But that's also sprinkled with things like, Jonah wants to get away. Well, of course, he's going to take a cruise.
Of course.
That made perfect sense to me. And it's like, I hadn't thought of it that way before. It's like, that's basically what he was doing, or at least that's a good way to explain it to kids. He's going on a cruise to Tarshish.
Tarsus.
Well, they keep saying Tarshish in the film.
Yeah, but it's Tarsus.
It's Spain.
Yeah, Tarsus is Spain. Well,
it's
we
what
know
we
now
now
is
call
Spain.
It's what we now call Spain.
In
So
which, like,
literally, he was going to the other side of the known world from Nineveh.
But at that time, they wouldn't have known that.
That's why I said the known world.
Yes. At that time period, they wouldn't have known that. They would not have known that. They wouldn't be able to cross that ocean.
That's what I mean. The known world.
Yeah.
They did not know what was past Gibraltar.
Right.
We're on the same page.
Okay.
Like I said, it's at the edge of the known world. From Nineveh. It's literally as far as Jonah could have gotten at the time.
That's fair.
And that's why the point was on the side of the map instead of on the main map.
Fair.
And he had no one to send him over there, because that's why they had to use the pirates who don't do anything, who had never sailed before. Makes you wonder where they got the ship, but it's meant to be silly. Don't think too much about it.
Sorry, too late.
That's just how you are.
Yeah, exactly.
And I can be that way too sometimes, so I'm not going to complain too much. It's a better it's a better telling of Jonah than I expected it to be, just because I'm so used to how others have tried to tell the story before. So
fair.
It actually made it a very fun story to watch, and while I knew what was going to happen, I didn't know exactly how they were going to do it, which was interesting. So
fair.
That's my third like, is how they told the story. I know that kind of sounds like it's my first, but it's on a different level from that.
Fair.
What's your first dislike?
Ooh, what is my first dislike? Okay, so I mentioned
they can't decide if Khalil is a worm or a caterpillar, and too much runs deep in his family.
Yeah, that was annoying too.
I'm mostly picking at you on that.
So I mentioned that in the very beginning, we just finished the story. We just finished the Jonah story, and here comes the musician out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he decides to make a 50s pop song, again in the early 2000s, of a recap of the movie we just watched. Why in the world are you recapping this? I mean, I understand. I understand children have the attention span of a gopher. I get it. I was that age. I still am in some capacity. But at the same time, be like, I would remember this because it's very colorful. Why are you recapping it? And plus, the story itself, not the story, but the song itself was so cheesy and so stupid.
And Trippo doesn't even sing most of it.
He doesn't. He's like
the one who's supposed to be performing it, and it's mostly performed by the pirates who don't do anything.
Now, let me emphasize what I'm trying to say, because I know a lot of people get really mad if I said this wrong. I think Johnny Cash, as a musician, was really good.
Yes.
He didn't really sing. He sang... He more melody said things. That's what this sounded like. It sounded like Johnny Cash, but worse. Again, I'm not bashing Johnny Cash at all. He was a phenomenal musician. Even in his last record, it was phenomenal. But he kind of just said it with a musical tone behind it.
You know that's what singing is, right? It's saying it with musically.
You're not getting what I'm saying, are you?
No, I'm getting what you're saying. You're saying it's a lot like Jeremy Irons in doing "Be Prepared" in The Lion King. He's not really singing. He's just speaking lyrically. I get what you're saying there. I'm mostly picking at you with the other thing.
Bear, it's not. Hold on, give me.
I mean, if we're really going to, granted,
it's nitpicking.
I know we're nitpicking, but if you really want to get nitpicking, he really wasn't that good a guitar player either.
They're gonna be like, I don't want to hate Johnny. I'd be like,
no,
I'm not hating
on Johnny Cash. Love Johnny Cash.
No, Johnny Cash was great.
Songs are great.
Yeah.
But you gotta, if we're being perfectly honest. But anyway.
Anyways, that I'd be like, just the recap. I was like, really? You just finished telling the story, and I understand you're trying to pad the runtime on this thing. Again, you padded the runtime in the story itself. And then you have to do a recap with a musical behind it.
Okay, before you repeat yourself too much again.
Repeat.
I know you. That's part of the recap thing you're alluding to. I will point out one little thing. It's not really a rebuttal. It's just, to a degree, this is also an adaptation of VeggieTales. To a degree, it is following the format of the show.
Yes.
To a degree. It's not exact because, it's not...
Thank you. Speaking in pitch. There we go.
It's not taking place on a countertop, and it's not... and Bob and Larry aren't talking directly to the audience.
I gotcha.
And then... But it's still... You have modern day thing, story... go back to the modern story. And the thing is, the way that show always ended was they had what was basically... the moral of the story bit.
Fair.
Like back in the 80s with Transformers.
G.I. Joe.
Knowing is half the battle.
Good night.
So it's meant to be that sort of thing, but with this catchy song.
Yeah.
Not the catchiest song they've ever done.
No, it's not catchy at all. It's boring as all out.
But it's not really a rebuttal. It's not really a defense. I think that's what this was.
Okay.
They were following... How they tell
their standard what they did in the show.
They were pretty much using their formula, remixing it a little bit with the difference in the bookends of the thing, but they're still using bookends and doing it the way they would, just with slightly different. Anyway,
fair. So yeah, that's basically all I'm saying. Be like, because they recapped it with a musical melody that sounded something out of the 50s with, as Artsy said with speaking with pitch. Because it sounded like a show tune melody. I was like, why in the world are you doing a show tune melody that's supposed to be in the late 90s, early 2000s? Just saying.
Well, I mean, most of their other songs could be described like that.
Okay, fair enough.
Because
And so they were stuck in the 50s.
So I'm going to bounce off of that since you kind of are bringing up the music, unless you had something else you wanted to end out on. Okay. I didn't want to cut you off too early.
Okay, so be like, one more thing with that is, okay, this is, what is the musician's name? What's his name? Twippo. Okay, I'm thinking Twippo, he does some kind of pop thing.
Yeah.
Because it was very popular back then. You were a pop star, be like you did, kind of poppy, love gooey kind of songs.
This Twippo appears to be more of a novelty song writer.
Yeah, he's a novelty. Why in the world would 2,000 kids be interested in a novelty artist?
A, 6. B, they're kids. Sometimes
these kids have very weird ideas of music. Let's just say that.
Everyone has different opinions about this.
I agree.
And it just didn't work for you. But that being said, building off of that, I will say this is not the best work musically. These songs are not the best works of VeggieTales in terms of the songs. We don't really have a good silly song like would have appeared in a silly song with Larry. At least not in the version we watched. Someone was telling me there was a Boys in the Sink short that went with this, maybe in theaters. I can't find that.
Boys in the Sink short.
Yeah, it was kind of like New Kids on the Block, but it was the Boys in the Sink.
Chinese food makes me sick.
Either way. I don't know your reference, but we'll continue.
Bare Naked Ladies.
This is a family show.
It's a band.
I know. Moving on.
Moving on. I'll try to, but it's gonna be hard.
I mean,
I got him stumped. It's great.
No, the song at the beginning of Jonah's story. What's the word? I think was the name of it. Falls on its face. It's
most of the songs fall flat on their face.
All of the songs fall on their face. There's only a couple that's like. The only real song that really is sticking with me from this that I thought was kind of clever was the very first song we heard. He had first aid in the first grade. That was at least a clever intro.
Okay, fair.
None of the rest of it stuck.
Fair.
This is no where's my hairbrush? This is not God is Bigger Than the Boogeyman or any of the other songs that literally you could hum a few bars. I could probably pick up the words immediately. And I hadn't watched it in like 30 years. This is not the Cheeseburger song. This is nothing that's of that quality. It's all... I'm not going to say it's necessarily bad. It's just not
it's
as
not
good. It's not as good.
Okay, fair.
It's not their best work.
Fair.
So yeah, that's my... We on first or second?
Second.
Yeah. I'll go with that being my... Yeah, that would be my second dislike. I got lost where we were. Sorry.
No, actually, this would be like...
First. This is our first.
My first.
That was your first. This is my first. So now we're on your second.
Yes.
What is your second? Sorry.
Are you sure we're on third?
Don't confuse me.
You're welcome. My second dislike, again, is... Be like, do not get me wrong, this is a really good movie. And obviously, they had to pad the runtime out quite a bit. And some of the filler got really annoying really, really, really quick. Because at one point, I think I'm like halfway through this movie, and I'm like, you've already lost me halfway through this film. Because there again, you're having to make up bits of the story, because again, it's adapting a very small book in the Bible. And it's just, okay. Like to the point where, okay, the ship is going to go down. It's like, oh, I need all hands on deck. I didn't realize they were going to go play goldfish. I was like, okay, clever move. This goes on way too freaking long. And I'll be like, oh my gosh, I understand you have to fill the runtime. I get it. I get it. You need to make it at least an hour plus because this is a theatrically released film. I get it. I would too, but at the same time, again, this is a children's movie. I get it, so you got to give it grace in that. I totally get it, but at the same time, this movie just dragged and got swallowed by another whale. That got swallowed by another whale, and then it just kept going and going and going and going until it got to the melody at the very end. And by the time you get to the end of the movie, it's just like, oh, please just end. So the filler drugged the movie to me. So it was funny to an extent, but the filler just drove me nuts half the time. The angel choir in the middle of the gut. Really?
Where else is the angel choir going to be?
I don't know.
To deliver this idea of that Jonah needs to ask for repentance.
Fair.
Or forgiveness.
Okay, fair enough. But be like, okay, just again, it's a nitpick, and it kind of drove me a little nuts. Like, there's so much filler.
So I'm going to fight back here on you calling it all filler. Just because it's not in Jonah.
No. I did not say it's all filler. I did not say it's all filler.
No, but there's a couple of things, like you've mentioned, that I would go, that's not really filler. It goes on longer than it should.
Yeah, agreed.
It's got Dragon Ball Z problems.
Yeah, last time on Jonah, the movie.
Yeah. But, I mean, like, the whole idea of them playing cards, I
agree. It was kind of funny.
That was one of my likes. The scene goes on long.
Exactly.
There are elements where it's like even when they're tied up to the posts at the end in Nineveh, and they're doing that whole setup for the slap of no return.
Oh,
that took a little too long.
Yeah,
I'll grant you on that.
Yeah, agreed.
But I mean, I don't think it was all for filler.
No. But like, and do not get me wrong. I'm not saying this entire movie was filler. It wasn't. Like, the beginning was fun. It had a great little beginning. You know, this again, brilliant animated for what it was. And I think the filler went on a little too long, and it drove me kind of drove me a little nuts.
Admittedly, I think I'll agree with you that I think this story would have worked better as like a 40-minute video than a hour and a half long feature film.
Yes. Agreed.
My second dislike is the character of Khalil.
The worm. Oh my gosh, he drove me up the wall.
I am fine with the idea of bringing
food, please. Here's a fish. Here's the worm. Have fun.
I am fine with bringing this.
I'm half joking when I say that.
You quit interrupting me.
No, I will not. I will stand my ground until I say.
I'm going to start interrupting you. See how you like it.
Go ahead.
I am fine with introducing the worm character early.
Bark. I
am fine with making him a comedic character.
Ow.
You need help. But what does not work here is the fact that they made him an extremely annoying character.
Yes, agreed.
Okay, I get it. You're half worm, half caterpillar. Ice Age did just come out, and Scrat did exist. If this is your answer to that and just giving him a bigger part, that's fine. Perhaps you don't make him an Indian Middle Eastern stereotype. Because that might be considered racist.
Yeah. Culturally insensitive.
This movie came out in 2002. A little over a year.
They were producing it that time.
September 11th. And you don't think this stereotypical or Middle Eastern accent is a good idea? Granted, I think it would be a bad idea even if it wasn't that close to September 11th. Even if it was before, I would have thought that was a bad idea because you know, it very, very much feels like a Pooh from The Simpsons. This character would just, I was like, anytime something happens, like, will you shut up? Please shut up, Khalil.
Shut up your face.
I don't want to know what else runs deep in your family.
Oh, no.
I don't want to hear this story about whatever you're bringing up. Just shut up. As a salesman, you are horrible because I don't want to buy any of your stuff. Jonas. I want you to... Look, I would have been... I'm fine, like I said, I'm fine with bringing him in early. I'm fine with making him a more prominent character in the story, especially for what this story is.
Yes.
I think that's a great concept for what you're doing. Just don't make the character annoying. Don't make me wish that he would, you know, have not survived being shot in the bowling ball.
Or get eaten by the whale. Because whales like shrimp. And he's close enough to be a shrimp.
And I'm going to tell you this right here and right now. Khalil, doing that about face at the very end and telling Jonah off for not having compassion on the Ninevites and then leaving him there. Bad move. Because that's not a very good traveling buddy.
No, it's not.
No matter how angry, how put out you are at your traveling buddy, your friend, the person you've made this trip with, no matter any of that, you do, and no matter how stupid he is acting, because let's face it, I think we both agree, Jonah's acting very stupid at the end of the story.
Yeah.
Just like he does in the book. Granted, we all can do this sort of thing.
Yes, we can.
But Khalil should not have left. Or, if you did decide to give this a more happy ending, which we did say we were both glad that they didn't, that it was a direct adaptation.
Right.
But if you were, and maybe this would have happened if they decided to, you could have had him come back, forgive, and they go back and they go hang out with the Ninevites or whatever. I look at this and I keep seeing that scene from the movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh, gosh.
The very end.
Oh,
after
yeah.
After the whole movie where John Candy has annoyed Steve Martin to death for the entire bit of the film, they finally are at that train station and Steve Martin comes to the realization that John Candy is not going home. He's going to be going back out on the road and spending the rest of his life alone. And and mad and angry as he has been at John Candy throughout the entire film, he comes back and invites him into his home.
Yeah.
Now, granted, Khalil's more the John Candy of this story than he is the Steve Martin. But he still should have come back and had compassion himself and mercy on Jonah.
That's true.
To not leave him in the middle of a desert.
Yeah. You'd be like kind of mercy, compassion, completely missing the point.
So yeah, Khalil is my second dislike of this film because he's an annoying character and he completely subverts the moral of the story at the very end of the book.
That's a very good observation. Very good observation.
So what's your third dislike?
My third and final dislike of this movie would be... So I mentioned the cheesiness.
I can see how that might, if you'll pardon the pun, grate on you.
It grated me very, very much. The Gouda was strong with it.
Yes. I am a firm believer that when it comes to puns, one should embrace the cheese. To the point I was
pepper jacked.
I think we're both to a degree believers in that one should embrace the cheese because it's Gouda for you.
Oh my God.
But there is such a thing as being too cheesy.
Yeah, too cheesy.
And
to the point where you become pepper jacked. So, I get it's a kid's movie. Again, if I was watching this as a kid, I would get bored out of my skull. Because this has been, to me, it's like, okay.
You'd have written off the silliness fairly early.
Oh, yeah, very easy. Be like, my little brothers would be like, oh, this is funny. No, this is dumb. This is stupid. Be like, okay, I get the story, what they're trying to tell me. Tell me more, like maybe a little more funny jokes, not stupidity.
I would say there's a thin line there that is different for each person on whether it's just it's silly stupid or silly funny.
Yeah.
It's a very thin line.
There's a very thin line. Be like, yeah, there's some very silly haha moments in this movie, and then there's just silly what the what's a cheese or just with an F?
Fromage.
Yeah, what the fromage? I don't know what kind of cheese that is.
It's literally the French word for cheese.
Oh, okay. I want to know where you found that one.
Dexter's Laboratory.
Okay, gotcha.
The episode where Dexter is wanting to learn French so that he can sweet talk the ladies, but of course he's got to do it through science, so he's doing one of those listening to the language while you sleep so you absorb it by osmosis, but the record skips, and so all he learns is the phrase omelette du fromage. Cheese omelet. Yeah. Artsy stuff already got where I was coming from before I even finished the story. I had no idea what you're talking about. It's a funny little bit.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. But oh my gosh, the comedy, the cheesiness to this got under my skin at some points. Again, with the worm, I wanted the worm to just go do what worms do and crawl under the earth. Go get away, shoo, bye. The pirates who do nothing, literally go do something productive. Like almost the entire thing drove me up the wall with how cheesy this thing was. And granted, it's for kids, it's for little ones. I totally get it. And I totally get where an adult who grew up watching this probably still likes it. Possibly. And possibly
I can see being nostalgic for it.
Yeah, having nostalgia for it. Be like they might have the movie, they might show their kids.
And they might forgive a lot of what we're complaining about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would like to point out, and I'm sure everyone knows this, we're doing a lot of nitpicking in this dislikes.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of dislikes.
My only real issue I have with this film is Khalil. Everything else I'm bringing up is pure dislikes. It's like, you could have tightened this up a little bit.
Ooh, that'd be funny, but it'd be so... be like, if you know me, I like doing more like dark art.
No kidding.
Like gothic kind of art. I'm like, ooh, I could get really like, Khalil in a bottle with a cork on it.
I'm having flashbacks to Epic.
Oh my gosh, yes, I love that. Oh, that would be so. It's like, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go find the cover art.
I know you've already started sketching this.
Yes.
Thought that crosses my mind.
Okay. Now I'm intrigued.
Khalil in a bottle.
Okay.
With Harley's hyenas above him.
Ooh. Lunchtime.
That's my thought.
That would be funny. I could pull another artist that I'd be like, not pull an artist, but his style is an artist named Todd Beats. And be like, he does this really, really cool art style. And I was like, ooh, just more like they're kind of leaning down. You see the drool coming out. And then he goes, what do you want? And it's like, numb, just a pause coming down and be like, he's about to be devoured by two hyenas.
Yeah.
And maybe Harley's looking at him like, ooh, something to torture. Or something like that would be the funnest thing in the world. Oh my gosh. Anyway. Now I have ideas. Oh my gosh.
Third dislikes.
Yes, third dislikes. It was just the movie got way too cheesy. It started to stink. Let's be honest. It was like cheese that got left out way too long, and it started to stink and mold. And some of it just wasn't that funny anymore. It's like, okay, can we get to the end of this movie, please? That's it.
I'm going to bounce off, I think it was your second.
Okay.
Or maybe your first dislike. I don't remember which. This movie's about half an hour too long. Honestly, I do think this would have been better had it been a standard VeggieTales episode.
Okay.
Maybe an extra length one, so 40, 45 minutes instead of 30.
Yeah.
I think it would have fared better like that. It would not have. A lot of the stuff would not be drawn out.
61. You made 62 minutes.
Yeah, just because the real problem, I think, with this movie and why it kind of, it feels like, in some cases, it feels like it's rushing along, and then there's other parts where it's stuck.
Okay.
At these different points. For the most part, granted, I only watched it one time, so there's a lot of the stuff that maybe I might be giving too much of a weight to.
Fair.
In terms of specific examples of things they could have moved from.
Yeah.
But there was just so many instances it felt like where it's like we're holding on this scene for too long. Mm-hmm. We're holding on this bit. Maybe we don't need, what was it, 12 songs, it felt like?
Yeah.
Now, granted, some stuff was only like a minute and a half long, was in the background.
True.
But it's like, there should have been a focus on maybe 1 or 2 songs total. Major songs.
Fair.
And if we're going to do that, if you're only going to do 2, then the only 2 that really make sense to keep are the Angel Chorus song and maybe, I know you'll hate this choice, but Twippo's song at the end. Granted, rewrite Twippo's song, please, because it's very grindy. It's like, it's very repetitive.
The
very
cheese
grindy.
grinder has gotten
It feels like it's where the record's skipping and going and skipping. It's like, okay, we get it. Jonah was a prophet. He really didn't get it. Blah 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 blah. I get it. You only had to sing that once. Mm-hmm. Maybe write a better song.
Yes,
because there is a lot in this that feels like this was idea number 1. This was not brainstormed.
No.
Maybe a little bit more brainstorming. Maybe give somebody else a second pass at the script to kind of tighten it up a little bit. Because as much as I keep comparing this to Looney Tunes, it's not as tight as a Looney Tunes.
No, it's
story.
not. It's not.
Even with something as long as, say, The Day the Earth Blew Up, where they had to give story beats and stuff and it was longer, it doesn't even feel that tight, as tight as that one. The comedy is hit or miss. Sometimes it feels like it's being silly for silly's sake, which for the most part I'm fine with. But I think honestly, I think the extended time to an hour and a half gave them too much to work with.
Fair.
And it got filled with things that perhaps was not the best choice. Granted, I know that's kind of the point of a movie, to kind of go bigger and better than what you do before. But I think with this particular story, the story of Jonah, that, like we said, it's only 4 chapters. Mm-hmm. They're not very long chapters. Maybe this is not the book of the Bible to adapt for your movie. Especially, and I didn't get into this when we were talking about animation, the water.
Okay.
Because this movie came out in 2002. It
did.
had been worked on in 99, 2000. Water was not there yet in animation.
No, it was
Toy
not.
Story was still kind of staying away from water. I mean, we're not too far from when Finding Nemo comes out. I don't remember the exact year of that off the top of my head. But even that's mostly underwater water. If that makes sense. It's still reads more like air. You just kind of know it's water because you're looking at fish.
Right.
But the eye level, the transition between the water and the air, that little the top of the water, never looks right in here, even from a artistic perspective.
Yeah.
Even with it from a stylized perspective, it really does feel like, and we're in 1990 CG.
Yes.
Granted, a lot of the film is very obviously 90s era CG, maybe updated because of when stuff was designed and stuff. But for the most part, you kind of, once you get used to that, you kind of just let that gloss over you. It doesn't bother from an art style point of view after that. The water always took me out of the film every time it popped up. Granted, it's not in there a whole lot, but it's these kind of things. It's like maybe Jonah was not the best choice for a feature film adaptation. Honestly, if you're going to do something that they would eventually, because I think this is after, the story that they did adapt later, which admittedly I haven't watched, that would have been better fit for this that they should have switched with, might have been Esther.
Oh, okay.
I think that might have fit better. Granted, I've not watched the VeggieTales Esther episode, so I don't know if it's as good or if the writing would have worked, but I think that would have fit an hour and a half length a lot better than Jonah with as short as it is. Now, granted, it may not have been able to pull. Maybe their fear was it being a girl film with a name like Esther. Maybe they were afraid it would be brought in, but at the same time, you wanted to be the Christian Disney.
That's true.
Esther would have been your Disney princess. Lean into that. That might have worked better. It's a longer story. It's a lot more interesting, and you could have played more with it. Jonah, you had to read in a lot of stuff to make it work.
Fair.
And I'm sorry, as much as you should not have done a story where it made sense to make the pirates who don't do anything in it, because not having Bob and Larry working off of each other at all through this kind of takes away, because they're the Abbott and Costello, the bulk and skull of this group.
Yeah.
Not allowing them to bounce off of each other kind of feels like a missed opportunity in a feature film. And maybe you should have done the Bob and Larry movie first instead of a biblical, a Bible story adaptation first. This is just my guess. It's like, I don't think this was the right choice. And I think in staying with this choice, you had to expand it so much that it kind of gets thin.
Fair.
Even with the silliness and how much they filled to kind of keep it from being thin. So, yeah. When you get right down to it, my third dislike is I don't think the Book of Jonah was a good choice for a first adaptation.
Okay, fair enough.
It really would have worked better as a TV episode. But we need to rate this film.
Yes.
What are you rating it?
I'm going to rate it I'm so torn between a 5.5 and a 6. Because it's beautifully animated. It's a great little story. It's cheesy as all out to a cheese point where it's just, like I said before, it starts molding and just gets irritating. And I want to say Jaleel. That's a wrong name. Khalil.
Or
Carlisle,
if you prefer that.
Yeah, Carlisle. I want to say by
they
his
were
proper.
nice enough to give us a second name.
Yeah, be like Carlisle because be like he was such an annoying little pain in the butt. Or keister, whatever. Yeah. That posterior. Rectum area. Anyways.
Other things that vegetables don't have.
Yeah, exactly. There was parts of it I enjoyed, others I could not stand. But overall, I think I enjoyed it, so it's probably a 6. Because it is a very well done. I can't not give this movie credit for where it is because it's a beautifully well done movie. There are parts where I'm irritated by it, but others I'm like, okay, this is I see the direction they're going. So yeah, it's a 6. What do you got?
I'm being a little nicer than you and giving it a 7.
Oh.
Because here's the thing. This is a competently made film.
Yes.
There's obviously good storytelling involved in this. It's, like I said, it's been thinned because of the length, because they're not used to writing a story this long.
Right.
But it is still a very competently made film. It's funny. I laughed while watching it.
Okay.
I enjoyed my time with it. Was there stuff that didn't quite work as well? Yeah, but I mean, I'm a 40-year-old man watching a show for 10-year-olds. There's got to be stuff that doesn't work for me.
Fair.
So, yeah, I'm giving it a 7 because I had a good time. I had fun with it. But at the same time, I can understand exactly why this did not draw audiences at the time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. So I do want to ask one very real question.
Okay.
So if you say hypothetically they did this movie in 2025, 2026, of how much we have a cancel culture nowadays with everything left, right, center, what have you.
You would have to have Khalil at least be played by someone of Middle Eastern descent if you want him to be Middle Easterner. And
Okay.
you cannot play into the stereotypes that they played into it.
Oh, agreed. I'm not.
They shouldn't have done it then.
Oh, agreed. I'm not referring to that. I'm referring to definitely in the, again, we both are in evangelical churches.
Yeah.
And to me, you have a lot of like that be like, if we're talking about like the Christian cancel culture is like, be like, if it doesn't do this, if it doesn't do this, if they don't adapt the scripture correctly, be like, you know, they had problems with the Chosen, even though it's still going. You had a lot of people who wanted to cancel it because it wasn't adapting the story correct. It wasn't the biblical stories correctly.
I see what you're saying.
Something like that.
With it not being an accurate, a completely accurate adaptation of the story.
Yeah. So my question,
and some people not being able to accept fun.
Yeah, exactly. So
silliness.
So do you think this movie would have be like, you would have dropped a trailer, people would have lost their minds? It's like, oh my gosh, this is such heresy. Be like, there was no choir in the stomach of the whale. This is heretical. This needs to be canceled.
If people can't accept that the characters are vegetables, they have no room to speak.
Oh yeah,
because
I
guess
agree.
what? Jonah was not an asparagus.
True.
But if we're really talking about, like, it's going to depend on your context.
Yeah, agreed.
Because if let's say contextually, they did not make Jonah in 2002,
right?
But VeggieTales was still going and had been active for, say, the last 20, 25 years.
Yeah.
Which is really what they should have done.
Yeah, agreed.
And maybe got a better following, maybe grew a little bit. Maybe they partnered with a studio that really understood where they were going, and they weren't under the thumb of DreamWorks now.
True.
I think most people would have understood that this was not that this was meant to be a kids film, a silly kids film that happens to be based on a true story.
Agreed.
I'm not saying everyone would agree with that, and there would still been people who complain because, like I said a second ago, there are people who do not understand fun or silliness, and if you do not adapt like every point perfectly, I mean, even if this was humans, even if it was the same story. But they took all the silliness out of it. They had all the characters played by animated humans.
Yeah.
But still, like, you have the fact that Khalil, or the fact that the worm shows up on the boat on the way to Tarshish, would have gotten some people angry.
Oh yeah. I
would like to think that had VeggieTales become more of a had a better standing in 2025 and they made this film, it would do well.
Probably.
If, on the other hand,
okay,
instead of, you still don't make Jonah back then, but make it now. But sales did not pick back up with VeggieTales after where it was starting to fall off, and basically the same history happened that actually happened, and then they try to make Jonah now. I think you would have had a little bit harder time because, yes, you might have had the VeggieTale fans pop in because, oh, yeah, I remember this when I was a kid, and I'd gladly take my kids to go see something like this.
Oh, yeah.
This does not have the draw, I think, of a Mario Brothers movie in that instance.
Okay.
Because let's face it, at the end of this month, Mario comes out, everybody and their dog of our age is going to go watch it.
True.
I don't think this would have had that pull for that same generation with the history we have, because there's just a lot of people. Some people are not going to like what I'm about to say.
Okay.
VeggieTales had a niche audience.
It did.
I have no idea if it could have grown past the niche audience to a bigger audience. It might have. It might not. I don't know. We didn't get that history.
Yeah.
part of the reason I think this fails is because they did try to play this when their audience was still too small to support it in the theater. Their core audience.
Probably, yes.
This would have been better as a straight to home video film.
Probably.
And even then, I still think it's too long.
Fair.
In terms of what would the Karens think?
Oh, not even the Karens.
Well,
not even the
I'm
Karens.
thinking, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The people who are just too... This isn't what I want my kids to watch because it's fun. Kind of the people.
Okay, fair.
That it's not like... It's not supported by the right people, or it's
right,
or like you said, oh, it's heresy because the boat is from England, is an English style galleon instead of a Israeli boat or whatever.
Yeah,
those I'm not. You brought that example up earlier.
I did.
That's the thing, and I'm not trying to throw you under the bus
or under the boat,
onto the Roman wars. Chain you up, leave you for dead.
No. I'm
not trying to do that. But you're going to have people who aren't going to like it because of that.
Of course.
I'm fairly certain that if you mention this film around the right person, they'd still hate it as it is, even though it does not have the standing it really probably should have.
Probably.
I don't know how it would, and like I said, the fact that I don't remember anyone complaining about this in 2002 at all,
right?
Theologically,
yeah.
Because I mean, this was around the time the Baptists were mad at Disney for Hunchback of Notre Dame and other things.
Yeah.
The fact that I never heard anything, literally, after the only thing I heard about this movie was the trailer. I never heard good, bad. Let your kids watch this. Don't let your kids watch this.
Oh yeah.
Heard nothing. The fact, and because cancel culture was just as bad then as it is now, it's just we have the internet that kind of amplifies it a little bit.
That is so true.
But there's still people; those people have always existed.
Oh yeah, agreed.
The fact that we heard nothing kind of tells me a lot.
Oh yeah.
But here's the other reason I don't think this movie did well. Did you happen to this movie came out October 4th, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know what came out 2 weeks before it in theaters?
October 4th, 2002. Mm-hmm. Spider-Man.
May have, but I think that was a summer movie.
Okay. What?
The English adaptation, the English release of Spirited Away. 2 weeks before this.
Oh.
You know what came out 2 weeks after this? Or the week after this? Literally the week after this.
What?
Pokemon Forever.
Oh.
The 4th Pokemon film.
Oh.
Your opinions on these things aside, because I know you're not a big Pokemon fan. You would prefer Digimon.
I enjoy for what it is.
Right.
It's not my cup of tea.
This movie did not have much of a chance against the Pokemon juggernaut and how much Miyazaki at its initial release in America exploded.
True.
It was the worst possible time, I think, for this to come out. Well, the only thing that would make this worse is if it were coming out the same week as whatever Disney film came out that year. I don't remember what it would have been. Maybe Lilo and Stitch. This was the year Lilo and Stitch came out.
Oh, yeah.
If this had come out the same week, it wouldn't have had a chance at all.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of a chance, but still you had to deal with the Pokemon juggernaut and Spirited Away blowing up for the first time over here. I'm sorry. Great as VeggieTales is and as fun and entertaining as this film is, it's still kind of like I said, for me, it's a 7. And it just really did not stand a chance in the climate it released in. That's why this film did not do good in theaters. But yeah, still, I'm giving it a 7.
Okay, fair enough.
Next week, we are doing a sequel to a Disney film that came out, 70 years? No, 60 years. 60 years after the film it's a sequel to came out. Though calling it a film is kind of a stretch considering it's a series of shorts with no connective tissue that's set to music.
Oh, yeah.
Gee, I feel like I'm quoting somebody based on a Monty Python film. Except without the music. Wonder who that could be. With next week, we're reviewing Fantasia 2000.
Oh, wow.
I have not seen this yet. So that's going to be interesting for us to watch.
Oh, wow. So here's an interesting fact. So I'm looking at boxofficemojo.com.
Yeah.
And this has the breakdown of every week, every day, every week of this movie in theaters. Be like, it did well in its first day, second week, and then it went down and down and down and down, went up, down, up, down, up. It'd be like this movie was all over the place.
It had no chance.
No.
So, before we go into intermission, we actually have some comments that I've been meaning to read for a while.
Yes.
I'm going to go through them quickly because the show is already going long, and we still have 2 Batman episodes to review.
Yes, we do.
So, all of these are from our good friend, Nate Marchand, because
thanks, Nate.
He does keep commenting on our Patreon episodes. We do appreciate that. If you would like to have your comments read on the show, comment on our YouTube, our Facebook posts, wherever you get that announcement. If you are on our Patreon, comment over there. If you do that, we will read your comments on air. That is something we have said from day one, and very few people have ever taken us up on this. But I'll go through these real quick. From our Dragon Ball Z Tree of Might episode.
Yes.
Nate said, I think the kaiju connection was Toriyama drawing them as background characters. You don't like have half off and government. Oh, he's talking about our final thoughts on Outlaw Star on this next one. On this one, you don't like the government, so you're an outlaw. That's what he said.
Okay.
On our 7th anniversary episode, he says, yes, I claim Spirits Within. Heck, I should include it on my own list. He said the DC stuff was disappearing from HBO Max is why you guys need to invest more in physical media.
We've had that conversation.
Yeah, we have. And all of your top episodes are at least 4 years old. And I'm not in any of them. How did I lose that numbers game? Well, you weren't in any of those episodes because we didn't know you. That's why. From the Popeye the Sailor meets Sinbad the Sailor episode, he says, you know why Popeye eats spinach? What turned Killer Croc into a freak? One word. Diabetes.
Thanks, Nate.
And from our Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders episode, sir, there were plenty of great fantasy movies before Lord of the Rings. Don't make me list a bunch of them in your comment section. And he says, if you cover the sequel again, and he's talking about Batman versus Two-Face, the sequel to Batman Return of the Caped Crusaders. He says, I volunteer for that episode because William Shatner. And he says, DC does own Swamp Thing, because I think I always confuse DC's Swamp Thing with Marvel's version of Swamp Thing. It's not Swamp Thing, but it's basically the same kind of character.
Hold on. That is
it's not Creature from the Black Lagoon.
No, it's Universal. That would be Crow.
Man Thing.
Thank you.
Had to look it up.
I knew it was a thing.
Yeah. Granted, Man Thing does not stick in my head like Swamp Thing.
Yeah.
So forgive me there. But yeah, that's all the comments we have this week. Like I said, please comment and we'll read your stuff on the air. In the meantime, let's jump into our intermission and we will get to talk about Batman.
This podcast is a proud member of Culture Box. Whether you enjoy geeky reviews, comedy, or original fiction, you can open up the Culture Box and find something excellent for your soul. Point your web browser to culturebox.media.
This week, we suggest checking out Geek Devotions. Geek Devotions is a collaboration of devoted geeks that are devoted to letting people know that they are loved. They produce a weekly geek culture-infused devotional, their podcast Com Talk, and written articles all designed to encourage and challenge people in the geek community, bridging the gap between their faith and their geekdoms. You can find all their content at geekdevotions.com. The Cellcast would actually like to congratulate Geek Devotions on their 500th devotion.
Yes.
Congratulations, Dallas and Celeste. Woohoo! The Cellcast would also like to thank the following patrons: PaulGPowers.com, Edwin Gonzalez, Book of Gaming, the Monster Island Film Vault.
Thanks, Nate.
And Artsy Steph.
Hey, Artsy.
If you would like to have your name shouted out on the show, plus episodes of our Patreon exclusive show, We're Just Super Saiyan, you can donate to our Patreon at the $1 level. At the $5 level, you get that, plus uncut episodes of the Cellcast, plus special art from Jacob. We actually do have some coming.
Yeah, it's coming.
And at the $10 level, you can force us to review a film of your choice within reason. And we do still have one spot left for 2026, though you may want to hurry. Edwin Gonzalez is talking like he might go ahead and buy that up.
So act fast.
If you want it, get it now. Also, check out our Redbubble store for stickers, t-shirts, and other various things. So that link is in the Linktree link in the description. And if you want to support us without spending any money, please rate, review, subscribe to us wherever you found us, and share us with your friends. And
it would help a lot.
Yes, that would help a lot. Also, if you do want to support us monetarily but don't want to go through Patreon, give us a call. We'll work something out.
Yeah. Get us on the socials. We'll let you know.
I am vengeance. I am the night. I am
Diabetes.
There is a song the good folks sing.
Diabetes.
You know, ironically, if you ate more of your vegetables and less of the sugar, you wouldn't have diabetes. Or not as bad, anyway.
No, not as bad.
Harliquinade.
Hold on. Are you saying I have diabetes?
No. Maybe pre-diabetes?
Hey!
I'm probably pre-diabetes.
Anyways.
Harliquinade. First aired May 23rd, 1994. Production episode number 72. Broadcast episode 70. It was written by Paul Dini and directed by Kevin Altieri. In this episode, the Joker gains possession of an atomic bomb, which he uses to threaten Gotham City, forcing Batman and Robin to form an uneasy alliance with Harley Quinn in order to stop the Clown Prince of Crime. Harley leads them on a madcap hunt through Gotham and eventually into a deadly showdown where Harley is torn between her promise to help Batman and her twisted love for the Joker.
Hold on. You said atomic bomb?
Atomic bomb.
Well, it's an enormous bomb. It has TNT in it. It's not an atomic bomb.
Two things.
Okay.
A, the bomb had an A on it.
Okay.
I know that's a bit of a stretch, but
That's a stretch.
Let me get to the second one.
Okay, what's your stretch?
Mushroom Cloud is mentioned specifically when Batman is talking to Harley that he's trying to stop Joker from doing. And they're talking about turning Gotham City into a crater. That takes a little bit more than a bunch of TNT.
Well, as far as I remember in the episode itself, that the guys who are selling it be like, there's so much TNT in here that it could put a crater in the world. It could have a crater in Gotham City.
Again,
I'm just nitpicking the word use. It's like,
I think you missed it because they did say atomic bomb.
Okay, atomic bomb. Where did they get an atomic bomb from?
It looks like an atomic bomb. Well, it looks more like the fat man with rocket fins, but still.
Fat boy.
Whatever. Yeah, fat boy, thin man, whatever. At least we didn't call it a hydrogen bomb. I have opinions on this. We'll get back to it once I finish the list.
You think?
New cast for this episode. We got Dick Miller as Boxy Bennett and Neil Ross as the dealer. Getting into the trivia. In British theatrical tradition, a Harliquinade is a play or part of a play in which the clown or Harlequin plays the principal role.
Yes.
Harley Quinn claims that she's not a natural blonde with a joke, and here you thought I was just another bubble-headed blonde bimbo. Well, the joke's on you. I'm not even a real blonde. However, according to Paul Dini, this was an old joke she reused, and she really is a natural blonde.
Yes.
When Harley Quinn starts blanking on the names of her fellow inmates at Arkham, she calls them Lizard Man, Killer Croc, Hat Guy, the Mad Hatter, and Puppet Head, the ventriloquist. Just like in The Laughing Fish, the end of this episode displays the Joker's unexplained ability to cheat death. when the plane crashes directly into the mayor's mansion. Yet he nearly emerges from a nearby door dizzy but completely unharmed, even though he was in the seat nearest to the front of the plane.
Yes.
According to Bruce Timm, broadcast standards and practices would not allow for any visible glasses during the scene at Boxy's Speakeasy.
Glasses?
As in what the liquid would be in.
Okay. I was slightly confused. Be like a character wearing glasses?
No, the glasses that you drink from.
Yes.
So they weren't technically consuming alcohol at the speakeasy because
yeah.
of broadcast standards and practices not allowing that for kids.
Yes.
Harley turning on the Joker when he refuses to save her babies and the other Arkham inmates she considers friends becomes a quintessential part of her character. Despite being a criminal, she is nearly always depicted as being extremely loyal.
Mm-hmm. Loyal to a fault.
Yes. So, here's my question. Whether it is actually a bomb with TNT in it, as you claim it is, or if it is actually an atomic bomb, what the heck's it doing at the actual auction site where anyone could get it?
It's like, well...
What's keeping it from going off right now?
Well, most atomic bombs would have to be set.
Yes. Mm-hmm. At the same time, were they not afraid of Joker's fake bomb, thinking it was a real bomb, going off and causing the atomic thing to actually explode?
Fair. Again,
Or,
I mean, like it really depends on what time period we're talking. If we're talking the early age of nuclear fusion,
that's the thing.
I
with
know
this show.
Yeah,
we don't know if it's in the 30s or the 90s. We don't know.
More 40s, be like
40s and 90s,
40s, 40s, 50s.
Except some of the cars are from the 20s.
That is true. So it'd be like it has this weird mix aesthetic of 30s, 50s, 90s, where a character pulls out a cell phone that's a 90s model.
Yeah.
And then he's driving around in a 1930s, 40s car.
Yes.
Which makes zero sense. And you have Batman who's sticking right out of the 90s.
With his 2025 car. Because that's an onboard computer on that.
Yes,
on
it's
that
an onboard
thing.
computer. It's a GPS system.
It's a GPS system. There's nothing stopping him from going, Waze, I need a route to Gotham State Penitentiary from my current location. There are 5 cops ahead of you. I know I work for them. I'm helping them. This actually is not that bad an episode. It's actually fun. Any episode with the Joker is a fun episode to watch.
That is true.
Because you never really know what he's going to do, unlike everybody else, other than he's going to do whatever he thinks is funny.
That is true.
I did not realize that they had done this idea of Harley being separated from the Joker and being maybe even against the Joker this early in the character's life. I don't just mean in this show. I mean since her creation. I thought that was something they had brought in after when they had maybe taken her to the comics or with other adaptations that I've not watched. I did not know they'd done it in this show.
Oh, yeah. This all got started in this show.
I remember the Harley and Ivy episode where they brought, that, but I mean, it's like, oh, she's going to go back to Joker eventually anyway.
Oh, yeah.
This one, she's like, oh, no, she does not like what the Joker is doing to her, to the people and things she considers important.
Yeah.
Especially when I love Robin throwing a wrench in that plan where he says, Harley, it's lucky you were here because he didn't leave enough time on that timer in order to stop by Arkham to pick you up. Mm-hmm. Or pick up your hyenas. So it's like, and that's the other thing, because they did set a timer for that. But I mean, you could have done that with Dynamite also. I'm going with Atomic Bomb because I think that was the intention.
Yes.
So, yeah, I enjoyed this episode. What are your thoughts?
Oh, I enjoyed it. Side note, I'm actually looking at references for the cover art because this guy gave me a really, really good idea. So I'm probably going to go with it. I really enjoyed it because there again, it's a Harley episode. and be like, Batman gets her out of Arkham, be like, hey, you know the Joker better than anybody, help me find him. And I love the twisted psychology of it. The fact to be like, she does have more of a oh crap, what is that? You're in love with your hostage.
Stockholm syndrome.
Be like, yeah, Harley Quinn definitely has Stockholm syndrome, because she or like any kind of like, you know, kind of a syndrome where she's like madly in love with the guy who abuses her. And it's the be like you have that dynamic where she hates him, but at the same time she loves him to death.
She's still in love with him, but she's also gets angry at him very easily.
Yes.
They're like an old married couple.
Yes.
Except with bombs and giant hammers.
Yes.
And hyenas.
Yes. But yeah, I enjoy the psychology of it. Is like, oh, okay, what is Harley going to do in this one? Because she's madly in love with the Joker, and the Joker only uses her for his own deeds. And you have Batman in the middle of it, and Harley obviously comes around to the end where Robin does make the reference to be like, hey, be like, he didn't spend time for you. Be like, what about your babies? What about the hyenas? And she just comes to a conclusion. It's like, oh, yeah, no, you're not a good guy. Be like, you're going to destroy everything I care about. And the fact to be like, Joker takes on his own plane. And I love the very end where, like, just as the credit, it's starting to fade out, you see the henchman cry underneath the plane. I enjoy that. Where Harley takes the gun. I don't know where she got the gun from, but she just aims the submachine gun at Joker. And it's just like, and they're like, no, wait, don't do it. And she collects it, and it's just, it was like, okay, that is clever. I don't care who you are. That was genius.
And it won't piss off broadcast standards and practices.
Exactly.
Because nobody died.
So yeah, I enjoyed that aspect of it. I thought it was really good. I thought the twisted, warped reality which Harley Quinn lived in, because she got brainwashed by the Joker, and now she thinks she's in love with the guy. And yeah, it's just that back and forth. I really enjoyed it.
Let's go ahead and get to our next one. Time Out of Joint. First aired October 8th, 1994. It was production episode 73, broadcast episode 75. It was written by Steve Perry and directed by Dan Reba. In this episode, the Clock King returns to carry out his vendetta against Mayor Hill. This time, the clock-mad criminal hopes to murder Hill with the help of his stolen invention that allows him to warp time and travel at super speed. Securing another device from its creator, Batman and Robin take on the Clock King in a furious high-speed battle for the mayor's life. New casts for this episode, we got Roscoe Lee Brown as Dr. Wakati, Tress McNeil as the Woman, and Alan Oppenheimer as an auctioneer. Trivia for this one, the title, Time Out of Joint, comes from a piece of art used by the Clock King in the comics The Clock King's Crazy Crimes and The Clock King Gets Crowned. The auctioneer's voice and appearance is based on British comedian Terry Thomas. The word time is spoken 12 times throughout the episode, not counting the words timer, timely, and timepiece, which is said twice. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on this episode?
It's good, because we don't get a whole lot of episodes of the Clock King, and
we only get two.
We only get two. But I never knew that he was actually a villain in the comics. I didn't know that. Am I right?
Yes, but I don't think he was actually a Batman villain.
Really?
I think he was somebody else.
Yeah, if you can look that up, it'd be great.
Look it up real quick.
I enjoyed it because I've always liked his episodes, because he is a very clever, maniacal man who seeks out revenge against the mayor because the mayor told him to do something and it was actually his fault. Well, he blames the mayor. And so he comes back in this episode and everyone thought oh, he was dead. Wrong. He's still alive. And he's still up to his old tricks. He's still trying to get the mayor, and he's still trying to steal stuff. by using stolen tech that would be way beyond its time. And I thoroughly enjoyed the episode. It was very well done. The fact that they start using the time devices and be like how they slow down time and everything gets like a dark blue or like a grayish blue when time slows down. I'm like, that's clever. That's really well done. Definitely when the Clock King sticks one of the devices on the Batmobile, and you have a kind of a callback to Batman Returns, where Batman has to punch through the bottom of the Batmobile in order to dislodge a bomb or dislodge the control, what have you. Instead of that, he uses the grapple gun and just fires through it. But I did like that little homage, a little like wink. Okay, we're doing something from the one of the most recent films. But yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thought it was really well done. But yeah, I really enjoyed it. What about you?
I did look up Clock King.
Okay.
He was originally a Green Arrow villain.
Oh, that makes sense.
But that version did not have any superpowers or abilities.
Okay.
He wore a clock mask, cape, and a blue suit with clock drawings on it.
Oh.
But he did use clock-themed gadgetry, much like he does here.
Okay.
He would later return. These versions are William Talkman in the comics.
Yeah.
Gotta love that his name is Talkman.
Talkman. Yeah, talk.
Yeah. He would later get involved with a bunch of Justice League and Justice League International stories.
Oh, okay.
And then would eventually another version named, where is it? Oh, just Tim, appeared in Teen Titans.
Oh, okay.
But the version that's in this one, which is I just saw a Temple Fugate, is original, created for Batman the Animated Series.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So, this was a fun episode for me.
Agreed.
Because I kind of like the whole time travel sci-fi elements. The visuals of when it goes off on the Batmobile while they're in it, and you have those lights streaming past.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
That was beautiful to watch.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely the time lapse through it. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was done very well. And they had a good point that if something were to crash through them, that would, once again, cause an atomic level explosion. Just
again,
because that's
more atomic
that's just how the laws of physics work.
Yes.
But you kind of have to wonder why no one tried to get their attention if they were frozen in time right there in the middle of the street.
Fair.
Something to think about, because they lost 48 hours forward in time. So relatively to the people to the where they were stopped, it would have been, they would look like they were sitting still.
Fair.
And there's no one around them when they finally come back out of it.
Oh, okay.
So there's something, because they were technically be blocking a street the whole time. But I thought this was done very well. I kind of was hoping that maybe the Clock King would end up stealing that clock at the beginning when he was doing his tests after Bruce had gotten it.
Yeah.
Because I just love the idea that Bruce bought that clock after Dick complained about it and would give it to Dick as a present.
Oh, that would have been hysterical.
I was hoping that was going to happen.
Yeah.
But, the guy stole it before he had that chance.
That's true.
And it would have been funnier if he'd stolen it out of Bruce Wayne's hands, because you just stole from Batman, dude. Still just stole from Batman because he'd already bought it. But, this is the sci-fi elements of this, and the clock stopping and fast forwarding and all that I thought was interesting. It's a good episode. I think you covered a lot of it.
Yeah.
And I am getting tired, I can tell.
Same.
In fact, when we get off, remind me to ask you a question. I think you already know where I'm thinking.
Yes.
But yeah, I enjoyed the episode, and looking forward to our next two episodes next week, which are Catwalk and Bane.
under the catwalk.
I'm going to break you.
Oh my gosh. What are
You only thought that you thought you were you knew the darkness, but I was born to it. I was molded into it.
Ooh,
We're doing this with Fantasia 2000.
Yes.
So join us next week for that.
Is Donald Duck in this one?
Yes.
I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. Oh my gosh, yes.
Bane Duck. Or Donald
No,
Bane.
no.
Donald Bane.
No. Bane breaking Donald's back.
Well, if I could actually do a Donald Duck voice instead of this horrible monstrosity,
Yes.
which is the closest I've ever been able to do to Donald Duck's voice, and I still won't heal Sora. I mean, my Goofy's just a little bit better, and so is my Mickey.
Yeah, Mickey's a lot better. Either or.
Anyway,
Yeah.
join us next week for all of that.
Yes.
In the meantime, this has been Drew,
This is Jacob.
and we'll catch you in the next frame.
To follow Jacob and Drew's individual internet exploits, check out the Linktree links in the show notes. You can email us at thecellcastpodcast@gmail.com, follow us on Twitter or X at @cast_cell, follow our Facebook page, The Cellcast Podcast, and join our Facebook group, The Cell Nation, our YouTube channel, Cellcast, and our Rumble channel, The Cellcast Gaming. You can join us every Friday night at 7 p.m. Central for our live recordings of our episodes on Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble. You can also join Drew on those same streaming channels on Tuesday nights at 8 p.m. Central for gaming streams. You can listen to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or anywhere else fine podcasts can be downloaded from. Please rate and review us where you found us. Our theme song is Drop and Roll by Silent Partner. Our bad movie theme is It's Party Time by Gregory Snegoff, with additional audio from the film Titanic: The Legend Goes On. And remember, that's Cell with a single L.
And now it's time for Silly Songs with Drew, where Drew comes out on the show and sings a silly song. Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? Oh, where is my hairbrush? The end.